Hello, welcome back to the Off-Grid family. Today I'm going to do an experiment, and these are my favourite videos. It'll either work or it won't, and it'll save you having to do it yourself. Basically, if you've got kids or a clumsy partner, you will have had to buy many phone screens that you've either changed yourself or you've had to send the phones off to get them changed. My daughter and my wife have both broken their screens recently on their phones, and they're not major. It's not like a huge crack all across it, and one of them it is, but it's not hugely noticeable. What I want to see is if the screen repair stuff that you get for windscreens in vehicles will work on mobile phones. Like if that can fix the screen, because the thing I've noticed with all broken mobile phones is when the screen gets a tiny crack in it, slowly that starts to bleed everywhere else, and slowly the screen gets worse and worse and worse. I'm wondering if I use this crack repair stuff, if it will, fix that enough so that it stops the spread of the cracks and the breakage of the screen, etc. I bought this screen repair stuff for the van about 6 months ago, and I think it cost me somewhere in the region of almost like £1.50. I know, I took out a mortgage. I sold one of the kids. But yeah, so like it's not expensive stuff. Basically all it is UV resin. You basically put it on your windscreen, you let the sun do the work, or if you've got a UV torch, you let that do the work, and then it's made the crack go away basically. I don't know if this is going to work. This may work, this may not, but so that you don't break any of your screens more by trying this yourself, I thought I'd give it a go. As far as I know, I don't think anyone else has done this. This might be something everyone does. I haven't researched it. It just came to me last night and I was like, yeah, I'll give it a go. Before we get on and break some phones potentially, I'd just like to thank my patrons. Guys, you're awesome. Thank you so much for being my patrons. You guys have helped me financially, but more so psychologically. It gives me such a drive to get good videos out to you guys that it just has helped the channel no end. So genuinely appreciate all the support you've given. If you'd like to become a Patreon too, and you can afford it, please don't. If you can't, then all the links are in the description. But if you can't, just like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that jazz, because that helps as well. You know, that helps the algorithm know that my content is stuff that people enjoy watching, and as such it will be passed on to other people. So, you know, do what you can if you can, and I will appreciate it no matter what. Anyway, let's get on. Okay, so as you can see, it's quite grubby because of all the fingerprints, but that is only on the actual screen protector, and sadly it fell just to the side of the screen protector. So let's get the screen protector off and we'll have a look at how bad the damage is. Now obviously I'm going to have to do this very carefully because I don't want to pull any other glass up. Okay, so there's quite a crack out of that, to be honest. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to clean around this area, but it is relatively clean because I always clean before I put a new screen protector on. But I'm going to use isopropyl alcohol, but I'm going to try not to use too much because I don't obviously want any going into the cracks. One thing I haven't done though is take off the actual case. Just looking at it now, I'm going to try and show you. There's actually a crack that goes all the way across the screen. So it hit just here, it's gone down and straight across. See what we can do. So this is supposed to be for windscreen repair, but we'll see if it'll work. Right, what this stuff says is add it to where the cracks are, and then plonk one of these on top, and then, you know, squish it around a bit, and then hopefully it will fill in all the cracks and so on, and then use an UV light to cure it. So that's what we're going to attempt to do. I am genuinely quite worried, but we'll see what happens. Can't get you any closer than that, so I'll do my best to get what I can in view. Right, the last thing it says to do is use a UV light. It's filled in the biggest sort of crack, but the other ones it doesn't look like it's done anything, but we'll see. Right. It's very handy to have girls that like fake nails, so we've got this UV light. So let's put this on. And we wait. It's actually filled the gap completely, so that won't now spread anymore. Obviously it hasn't filled any of this, but let's get the razor blade and scratch off the top bit that we don't need. Okay, truthfully, that has actually filled this gap completely. You can rub your finger across it and it's not a big hole anymore. So I think that's actually going to give it a little bit longer to, you know, before the cracks get out of hand. So now I'm just going to clean it with a bit of isopropyl alcohol and get it in a case again. Okay, it wasn't the best footage in the world. It's really hard to record black screens and cracks and all that sort of thing, but it's worked. This outro here is now about 6 months later than the actual fixing side of things, and they're both still perfect. They're still exactly how they were. Now obviously I can't promise that they wouldn't have just stayed like that and the cracks wouldn't have spread, but with every other phone I've ever had, the crack has spread and got worse and worse and worse over time. This just stopped it in its tracks. So whether it's just complete fluke on 2 phones or whether this did have an impact on it, I'm personally of the belief that the glue has basically stopped the crack spreading and has fixed the phone to a degree. Believe it or not, you can still touch along the whole of the crack line. It's still, the capacitive touch still works perfectly there. It's done nothing to stop that. So I think that's a win, to be honest. You know, that saved probably £200. So in my opinion, I'm really happy with that. £1.50's worth of basically glue to fix, you know, £200 worth of screens. You know, you can't go wrong, can you? If that has helped you, please do like, comment and subscribe. Thank you again to my Patreons. You guys are awesome and I really appreciate everything you do for the channel. Thanks again. I'll see you again next week. Bye for now.